and let us all do we can to build a better future.
And, Briahna Joy Gray, I'm just going to say this right here. You are made out of stronger stuff than me. No, I'm not the hero of the story. No, I'm not the greatest of the great. But how you keep yourself together when you're hosting that show is Robby. It's a miracle. And Robby, listen, man, from here on out, Dr. Kit Kat's orders, okay? Dr. Kit Kat's orders right here for you. Have a Snickers bar before you go live. Eat something. Have something before you say something. Because to quote the great Stone Cold, the words that are going to come out of Robby's mouth is going to leave all of us saying, what? 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 Don't believe me? Hold on. Hang on, folks. This right here is priceless. It has to deal with the crisis in Gaza and so much more. Let's go and play it for all you people.
There is something called international law, and there are accountability mechanisms.
I don't care about that either.
Which are
he doesn't care about international law right off the bat. Okay, right there. Just had to pause. Briahna Joy Gray's face, like, okay, I see where this is going.
Are in fact in place, and the United States seems to care a great deal because they are really shying away from and castigating anybody who implies that there is in fact a genocide happening before our eyes. I mean, a lot of folks, even anti-interventionists, RFK Jr. has said this, will say things like, well, I'm an anti-interventionist, but I would have intervened in World War II. Some understanding that there is a kind of a gravity of a human.
Now, you know what? I don't know. I'm going to speak just from my perspective and point of view, but the way I'm hearing World War II being described now in the media, it's almost like a Saturday morning cartoon adventure. People saying, yeah, I'm anti-interventionist, but I would have intervened in World War II. The thing is, getting involved in that war was a very precarious situation for us as a country. Just like it wasn't as this great heroic march and that we were ready to stand up on our own 2 feet. I think the best way I would describe it is a scene, or it's from a passage from The Dark Knight when and it's a comic book done by Frank Miller, where James Gordon explains to his replacement about the Batman, and he used that comparison to FDR possibly knowing about the destruction of Pearl Harbor and how when the fleet got destroyed, he said, a lot of you young kids think that we just got up on our feet and that we were ready to fight. Truth is, we were all scared. And then we heard Roosevelt's voice on the radio. So, this whole idea that somehow, oh yeah, I'm anti-interventionist, or, but I'd still be involved in World War II, or either that, we got to get involved in this conflict because of previous other conflicts. All at war is a waste. It's a waste of lives, money, and it's costing us now. And all these conflicts that we are witnessing right now are from previous other conflicts. All these dictators and tyrants, it's either they were put into power or there was a civil war that happened that benefited some rich billionaire or corporation or some country. Now, if you ever read the story, Tales of an Economic Hitman, you'll know firsthand the United States played a role in impacting a lot of countries and nations in Central, South America, all over the continent of Africa, in the Middle East. It's happened before.
Humanitarian crisis, millions of Jewish people packed into concentration camps and death camps. But that would justify some kind of international intervention, even if it's a political intervention, like the one that is in the works at the ICJ. But wait a minute.
Okay.
If that's the case, it seems bizarre to see statements of intent that are frankly rather unprecedented. Normally that's the hardest part of a genocide case to prove. But in this moment, we have dozens and dozens of statements from senior members of the Israeli government, including Netanyahu, that are clear statements of genocidal intent. And we see actions. We see the destruction of a community. We see the destruction of civil buildings. We see the destruction of education buildings. We see cemeteries that are dug up. We've seen damage to Jewish cemeteries, which Palestinians have been faithfully guarding and protecting for generations, that have now been killed by the IDF. We see the IDF shooting their own prisoners in the head.
Everything you're describing takes place
hostages rather
in warfare and took place we did that to Germany and to Japan as part of our effort against them, and tons of innocent civilians died, tons of it, but we said that was necessary to defeat this evil force.
That's not what we
that
said,
had attacked
Robby.
us.
After that happened,
we would have destroyed every
Robby.
city in Japan until they surrendered.
After that happened, we established these international rules because we were so horrified and disgusted by the conduct that happened during World War II.
But if the international rules just constrain us or a state from killing evil terrorist regimes, then what good are they?
That's the opposite.
No, Robby, you're missing the mark, baby. Honey, sweetie. Dude, the reason why... I'll let Briahna Joy Gray finish this.
What these international rules do, what these international rules in effect are doing, are offering immunity to us and to our allies like Israel, while condemning everybody else in the world when they do those kinds of things.
So in other words, only we can do these crimes, not you. Only we can invade Iraq. Only we can invade Afghanistan. Only we can intervene in Syria. I mean, never forget Donald Trump's greatest quote. Like this is why I say he's the most transparent president in recent memory. Mr. Trump, why are we in Syria? He didn't say we were there for freedom or restoring democracy or helping the people. He said we're there for the oil. We're there for the resources. That's why we're there. That's why we're there. Every conflict, we're only there for the resources. We're only there for our bottom line. It's all about the dollars.
An opportunity to actually have equity with those international rules and hold Israel and the United States account for genocides the same way that we are so quick to cast judgment, rightly so, on people in other parts of the world when they treat their populations horribly. So regardless of what you think, I understand, Robby, you're a human being that exists in the world and you're entitled to your perspectives. But frankly, I think it derails the conversation when we're not talking about whether or not the ICJ, which exists and which is a part of a body of international law and treaties that we subscribe to and that we are signatories to in the United States of America, and which Israel is a signatory of the Genocide Convention. They have an obligation under the law not to be killing civilians the way that they're doing. And so the question is whether or not those organizations are going to hold them accountable, and whether or not the United States is going to follow its own law, like the lay law, which precludes us from giving money to
our obligation is the defense of.
Hang on, folks. This is where Robby decides to go a little crazy.
Countries that are committing war crimes.
The U.S. government's obligation is to the defense of its citizenry. That's true for Israel as well. And we're not going to international law ourselves into being able to stop terrorist groups that have attacked us.
Hang on. I'm so sorry. I paused at the wrong time.
Stop terrorist groups that have attacked us.
Wait, what?
What? I could hear Stone Cold saying what, and the audience saying it right back. What? I better see in the comment section below right now. What? Everybody, just please, for me. What? Hold on. One more time. Oh.
International law ourselves into being able to stop terrorist groups that have attacked us.
Wait, what?
What? One more time. Sorry.
International law ourselves into being able to stop terrorist groups that have attacked us.
Wait, what?
Exactly what I just said.
What?
Okay.
International law only constrains state actors from defeating terrorist groups.
Hold on. Lyle Gentleman, $2. What?
When they're attacked, what good is international law?
What are you talking about? Why are you just saying that's what international law does?
I'm saying this is why we're ignoring it.
Robby, are you aware of what you just said?
No, it's not why we're ignoring.
Oh my goodness. I made this joke on the show on Due Dissidence last night, but I don't know. Maybe there might be some moments where Briahna Joy Gray has to take a shot of whiskey and be like, and looks at herself in the mirror and be like, all right, Bree. You got to sit next to Robby. You got to prepare yourself for what kind of stupid thing he's going to say. You could do it, Bree. Let's go in. Let's do a good show. Let's do this.
Ignoring it. We're ignoring it because, as our politicians have said repeatedly, they see Israel as a strategic advantage for us in the Middle East. And so we're willing to look the other way as they massacre tens of thousands of civilians with our tax dollars and with our bombs.
Yeah. You got anything to say, Robby? No. Yes. Yes. No. Maybe. Maybe yes. Maybe no. Yes. So that by far is extremely shocking. I just want to pull this video up just one more time, just hearing Briahna Joy Gray's answer. Hold on, a little bit more.
Obligation is to the defense of its citizenry. That's true for Israel as well. And we're not going to international law ourselves into being able to stop terrorist groups that have attacked us.
Wait, what?
What?
Exactly what I just said.
Okay.
International law only constrains state actors from defeating terrorist groups when they're attacked. What good is international law?
What are you talking about? Why are you just saying that's what international law does?
I'm saying we shouldn't. I'm saying this is why we're ignoring it.
No, it's not why we're ignoring it. We're ignoring it because, as our politicians have said repeatedly, they see Israel as a strategic advantage for us in the Middle East. And so we're willing to look the other way as they massacre tens of thousands of civilians with our tax dollars and with our bombs.
Anything else you'd like to add, Robby? And that's why there's still an ongoing conflict in Gaza. That's why our politicians who do say, oh, it's such a tragedy of what's happening in Gaza. It's such a tragedy and disaster what's happening there. I wish we could do something, but they're not. And the president of the United States, in theory, can. But as numerous shows and independent media have pointed out, and as we have seen on social media as well, Israel's not going to listen to the United States, the UN, or any other organization, government, country, etc. And who's giving Israel the money and resources to do these horrific crimes? The USA. International law, it should mean something. But for the most part, people like Robby, who want to have the blinders on, are just going to say, what international laws? It's preventing us. It's preventing us from defending ourselves. To which we all must collectively say, what?